recently having a discussion with Marc Wolffe and said it's such a shame that we've got so much old gliders that nobody's flying, but there's also such a history and a story behind it. So
This is the K8. This was Dave's and mine first project. We built this together. Dave one with the Oli2B. The topaz is the first plane that had the composites started to come in. So the front end was composite and the back was still what they call woodies. So that's that one. The Oli2B was just pre-war, Second World War. It was chosen to be the glider for the World Championships, but the Second World War arrived and the whole thing was shelved. So that's the story behind that, and this is just the harbinger. It's a beaut, an absolute masterpiece, and the mill. That's it.
Harbinger, just look at the brakes. It's sheer out at the bottom.
Engineered. You can't get better engineering than that. Ah, Dave. I miss him. Yeah, he was an absolute master builder. Willem and Dave rubbed shoulders together, building these absolute beauties.
Thank you. Showed you are the ones that I built. The one with Argentina on it is called a mini German glider which I built for Hans, as is worth building, and that's Christo. And he's got another one which I think he's bringing, which is called a Sperber Junior. That's one of my favorites, really a beautiful glider. I'll bring it across if you can see that. Awesome.
Hans has asked me to talk about not only this rather strange looking aircraft, but also the builder of it. And the guy that built this is the guy that taught me to fly back in the mid-70s. And this aeroplane was his advanced competition ship in the mid-70s. The gentleman in question is the late John Lightfoot, who, if anybody was in gliders in South Africa, is one of the guys that taught me just about everything that I know about models. And was an amazing guy. I was friends with his late son as well. This glider, which is called the Sphinx, and I'll spell it for you: P-S-P-H-Y-N-Q-U-E-S. Sphinx. Very simple spelling. I also am fortunate enough to have his Primarius, which was his competition glider for aerobatics, and to this day, even although we're talking 15 years ago plus, it's still competitive. It might not be the winner, but it's still competitive. And please may we have another aerobatics event so that I can prove that it's still competitive. Although I might not be competitive. And then I have his other aircraft, which is an aircraft called Maxi, which I was hoping to get in the car, but it just didn't fit because it's one piece. But that's also an amazing, completely flanked, round teardrop fuselage with pretty much like a barrel display. So yeah, John was very instrumental in my competitive streak from when I started. Because when you fly gliders, basically you either just fly gliders and get bored, or you compete against yourself and others in a time fashion. And from flying gliders in the time sort of variety to moving to aerobatics on the slope and then fixed wing, and that's how I got involved in competitive work. So yeah.
Thank you.
You see them now on internet. People are willing to pay between $500 and $800 for. But this was the first almost ready to fly glider that came with wings covered, fuselages, everything. Anyone know how to use it called? Hoby Hawk. It's the same with the Hoby Cat. The guy who did the first proper commercially available catamaran designed this plane. And it's foam wings with ply skins that are then cut straight and then bent in the bottom. And then they cut these things out. And it's surprisingly heavy. It's a PVC front and it's all PVC and a little bit of glass fiber. It's a ridiculous design with a huge incidence and a CG that's always at